ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I don't know if anybody is interested in listening to my voice right now, but I would like to thank, I know it's an early night, but I'd like to thank you guys for coming out here early. I know this is a crazy night, he's just still like, hi, all these crazy people. You don't have something that's going to mess with my voice. Anyway, this is not a poetry open mic. This is a bonus night. Because you can come to the poetry open mic tomorrow. But tonight, I happen to have pulled over a guy that happens to be on the other side of the planet normally, coming around here to do some phenomenal music for you. I'm not going to introduce absolutely everybody here, because hopefully the How Man himself will take care of that. But please, give this man some love for a great improv evening that hopefully a lot of you will be a part of. Give it up for Francois Le Roux, the How Man of South Africa!
We are very privileged tonight in terms of these two friends here. They are very long experienced and deeply creative performers. We should actually have like 1,000 people here tonight just to honor their contribution. I'm very glad that you are here. Christopher Pricing and Greg. Your surname is always a bit evading. Dobrine. Yes, thank you. And then we also have Janet Kuypers. Thanks to her, we are here tonight in this venue. I've been struggling to get a cool place. I'm very happy that we're here, at least. And she's going to step in with some improv. That's the idea of tonight. It's going to be totally raw improv. That's the theme of our evening. And then also my partner here, she's Joke Debaere, she's from Belgium. And we've been doing the same thing, improv, for the last 2.5 years together as we tour around the world. So, without any further ado, we're going to raw improv for the next 1 hour. Thank you very much.
Blues train. Ramble slowly. Along the Mississippi River. Was an ancient mariner reminded of the Nile. Did he know a descendant could be picking cotton thousands of years later?
Thank you.
I'm afraid of what I might say, because it might be what I might feel. Like someone has taken a metal pin and jabbed it into an open, exposed cavity in my rat-like teeth. read a soul like mine? I don't know, but I'd like you to brace yourselves. All this reliving, all this retelling, all this rehashing, it just might hurt.
I can do some improv.
I've had the hardest time thinking about things lately because everything seems to be so wrong. Want to go outside for walks. I can. If I can, I will try. I can, and I will pick up recyclable trash. Because people make this such a filthy planet. And I wonder if I'm doing enough. If these things like recycling, deciding to save your cardboard and your metals or your plastics or your glass, is that actually making any difference? I mean, are the choices we make to try to save this planet actually doing anything? So, I thought, hey, I've got me a magic 8-ball. Why don't I ask it? Maybe it would be able to tell me if I'm doing the right things or not. So, I gotta come up with the question. Are we helping the environment with the choices that we make for recycling and such right now? Come back and ask again. Alright. I have to come up with something more specific. I have a fuel-efficient car. I try to make a point to do that because I want to save money on gas. And they say, well, you don't want to save the environment, blah, 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 by using less fuel and oil, but I try to save money. But then I hear that there are people that buy the Prius or hybrid electric cars. So I guess I will ask the 8-ball. Is it smart to buy a hybrid electric car? My sources say no. Well, I guess that seems to make sense because I've actually done research into this. And they use the electric cars. They have a nickel battery that is specially made for the car. And the nickel comes from a mine in Sudbury, Ontario, in Canada. And they have put so much junk into the air by trying to extract this nickel out of the ground that the area around that plant looks like a lunar landscape. Because nothing can grow there. It's not possible that anything can live around this area. But us stupid Americans want to have our electric cars and we're destroying land in Canada so we can get our nickel. But then, they're taking that nickel and they're shipping it to China. Because apparently in China, they are going to whip it into some sort of nickel foam before they ship it back to us slobbering Pavlovian dogs in the United States. The Prius. You know that in the UK, they call the Prius, they pronounce it the Prius. makes me think of a cartoon episode of South Park, where everyone is all high and mighty by being environmentally safe, and they bought the pious. Then again, in that same episode, those snotty, high and almighty people would actually fart into a wine glass because they like the smell of their own farts. I know, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm supposed to be asking my wonderful 8-ball questions, so let me think of something that relates more to what I've been doing lately. I worked as an acquaintance rape workshop facilitator. I've heard lots of stories about people who have gone through rape. I've heard about sexism like mad through the year. And you know, I heard a story about a woman who accused a man of raping her. It was all over in the news. And all of the media was all over this and wanted the people to help her out because she was a victim and this man had raped her. And then they eventually heard that this woman made it all up. That she thought, well, no, he didn't rape me, but if I said that, everybody would be on my side and they'd be all for me. And I thought, wait a minute, this is supposed to actually be an issue. I've done work on this for years. This has to be something that's not just something you can say, oh no, it's not a problem anymore. So I guess I should ask my 8-ball, because this woman said this, are women no longer sexually assaulted? My reply is no. Well, I guess it's somewhat appropriate because I knew stats from a long time ago that 1 in 3 women would be sexually assaulted in some form or another by the time they leave college, by the age 21. And I've known that stat for years, and I was just wondering, is that an old stat? Is that not the case anymore? I mean, when I go for a walk outside in the summertime, I get horn honks and cat calls from people while I'm walking down the street. But then I was thinking, well, maybe it's just me. They're just seeing boobs walking down the street and they leave it at that. So maybe it's not actually something that's an issue. Maybe it's just me. So I should ask my magic 8-ball. Is sexism in general still a problem? Without a doubt. Well, as I said, I hear these things, so I guess it seems fitting. I mean, I've heard women that were in the military. They were actually assaulted by men in their battalion, platoon, it depended on whatever branch they were in, and they couldn't even go to their male supervisors because it was all part of some big clique, and they were an outsider because they were just a girl. And you know, the worst thing that I've heard recently, just recently, within the past week, I have heard somebody say on television that, well, you know, men, they just can't help it. And women should be a little less revealing if they're going to be out in public like that. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was thinking, what? I go outside walking and I'm not allowed to wear a tank top or shorts because, you know, it's hot out and I'm actually doing something for a workout? Or women can't wear skirts if they're going to be going to work because that would mean that men can't help themselves? I mean, what? Are we women supposed to go around wearing a burqa so that only our eyes are showing to reveal themselves to men?
You've got sexy eyes.
Well, you know, maybe if that's the case, what am I going to do? Maybe I should just act like a crazy woman and go around and flail I know, I'm supposed to be asking you questions. You're supposed to be the one that give me the answers. Well, let me think. Give me something recent. Hey, the Ebola virus has been going around like mad right now. It seems to be, when I look at it, coming almost annually. Kind of like the flu, but a little more lethal and supposedly spreading all over the other side of the planet. Because we don't see Ebola here a lot. I don't know anybody who has Ebola or who has dealt with Ebola, but I hear on the news all sorts of people yelling about one man who was in Liberia, I believe, after he had helped a pregnant woman bleeding and in trouble. He helped her. He came back to the States. He started showing symptoms of Ebola, and now he is quarantined. And everybody's worried that Ebola is now in the United States somewhere. And actually, I heard for at least one solid day that they were trying to get anyone from a cleanup crew to come in and clean the apartment of the man who was infected with the Ebola virus. I'm sorry, you're a cleanup crew. That's what hazmat suits are for, so that you are protected from these things. And you are a cleanup crew. This is your job. So I hear all of these people talking and worrying on the news, and I think, well, is it actually going to be over here? Is it going to be a problem? But then I heard people saying on the news that, well, maybe we should restrict all flights from all of Africa. And I said, okay. I know that they did that in the past when there would be countries that would have a contagion. They would want to protect themselves. I understand that. So I guess I should ask the 8-ball. Would the United States ever stop flights from Africa because of the Ebola virus? It is definitely no. Well, I mean, if we've got somebody like President Obama that will allow our borders to be so open that, you know, any illegal immigrant from Mexico is supposed to actually become a citizen of the United States. Well, maybe you have to keep some borders open, you have to keep them all open, who knows? But I actually heard one guy, I think it was on Fox News, say, well, wait a minute, there were other people talking, and I said Fox News, and I've been saying all these things, and I think they were all probably right-wing pundits that were saying it for the 24-hour drive-by media. So I guess I should ask my 8-ball first. Are Republicans just trying to scare their listeners? It is certain. That's what it says to me. Well, as I said, it does make sense, because maybe I shouldn't be listening to these things anymore. Because, as I said, I would hear people, including somebody from Fox News, that I did hear say that maybe we should stop all incoming flights from South Africa. That's what he said. You're from South Africa, aren't you? Yeah. You don't have Ebola, do you?
Or what?
Come back and ask me again later, like the 8-ball would say. Do you think it's a smart move to actually stop flights when people are just talking to try to scare people? Probably not. Maybe I should get more answers from actual people instead of an actual 8-ball.
It's not always that something like, it's not always that something like a whisper becomes the storm, becomes the sea, becomes the wave or the leaf. It's not always that something like your silence goes so deep. But tonight I get drunk on your sound, and tonight I get drunk in the town, and tonight so very you, me. It's not always like this that I drown. It's not always like that that I scream. But tonight make it here, make it now, make it dirty, make it dirt, make the leaf, make it here now. Let me try, let me try, let me try now, 'cause lose the leaf, lose the winter time, lose the season, the spring, the summer sun, 'cause it's not always that I scream, it's not always so that I long for you, go and fly. Drunk on you, drunk in here, drunk in this very, very, very high. Make it loud, make it here, make me tumble down, and I'll hold back, and around, giving more, giving here, giving there, giving my deepest dark, my green blue, my black and white, my very tall, my getting drunk, getting loose, getting sick, getting ill. I'm gonna give it all to you. Give it here, give it there, give it now.
Now clap for the rest of the 1,000 people. Joke Debaere from Bartels. I'm very happy to see my friend Peter Bartels here. He slipped in. He's one of the most sensitive improvisers that I know, and I know quite a few. Thanks, Peter. We had a wonderful stint with the harmonica. You're welcome to come again if you want to.
Okay.
And a very, very short poem from a friend here. You can also come again if you want.
Please.
Together?
Uh-huh.
Together?
Yeah, yeah, why not? Why not?
The harmonica's plenty loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Well,
Blues train taking a wide turn over flatlands. Lubricate the joints of the late night dancers, pool players, musicians on the bandstand, storyteller drawing a cartoon in the air with his hand, sips his drink, and the coupling lovers in the bushes outside, in the houses outside the view of the train's window. game of solids and stripes. I must get you in last. Or you ruin my game, like a 7 after the first roll. Gonna get crass. I saw your image on 8-Man, animated cartoon character, remembered from childhood. I thought of you when I heard the song, I Am the Walrus. In antiquity, I found out in the Studs Lanigan series that you are an antiquated derogatory term for African Americans.
Tomorrow will be a rare lunar eclipse. The sun will rise at the same time due to a trick of the Earth's atmosphere. It kind of reminds me of the Ha-Man. He's a mystery too. He every year, rain or shine, snowpocalypse, tornado, whatever, hail, he shows up. And then now he brings his girlfriend who has an unusual name. It's not Joke, okay? I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's not Joke, okay? And I always wonder about the Haman, like how does he move all his equipment, and he's coming from so far away from South Africa, and it's just a mystery to me how he never stops traveling, and okay too. I thought I said it right, and it's like there's no words to explain how amazing that is to me. Okay. Thanks.
I recently found out that actually I am not the happiest man on the planet. I wasn't surprised, nor disappointed. I was happy to find out that if somebody could be happier than I am, or was at the time, good luck and good skill to have. When I realized how happy I was not to be the happiest man on the planet, I started wondering whether or not the happiness created by that might have made me the happiest man on the planet.
green red-haired woman lying on an altar. Have you spoken with Joyce, Beckett, or Picasso? Or scantily clad woman reclining in a large portrait above the bar? Have any of you ever seen insects or skulls on such a bright background?
And as a shout out, people will be like, we have to give money for something, so I've got a pot here and it says donate to the bands, and you are the bands. You are the bands, or else drink more because they would like something. So, and then, yeah, people are asking, people are collecting, and yes, this will go into the, yes, we'll get something. We haven't done anything because, you know.
I have contributed. I put in.
I like your
I like everything we do.
You're nice.
I did.
I have seen my loved ones die. I have seen my life slip away from me. Like from above, I've watched myself struggle to be able to live in this world again. As an observer, I've been alone. But with you, I have walked on the tops of the glaciers, crouching down to hide from the torrential winds that would knock us below. But with you, I have walked along the only thing you could see from space on this planet, the Great Wall of China. With you, I've watched the geomagnetic variations of the aurora borealis hovering in the northern sky. As we wrap ourselves up in the cold, just to witness the glory. I'm not a writer. I'm an observer. But with these observations, what? We have traced Darwin's footsteps to discover the origin of species. We have swum down deep into oceans with all sorts of invertebrates and creatures and sharks. I'm not a writer. With these observations, I thee wed. Because now that I've got your hand, I'm never letting go.
walked in from the subway station. Some walked in from apartments nearby. Some walked in 10 steps from a limousine. Neighbor told neighbor across the lawn. Spades trump at this club. Trumpeter's back turned. Drum and sax attacks the earwax. Ceiling lamps shining on jeweled hands, bringing cocktails to the lips. A limousine waits outside. No subway ride for any hide at the Slumming Tonight table.
Gerry.
No teacher has ever had to raise his or her voice to allow me to be more wise. I do not own the place. And yet I inspire other people to behave in such a way that they own the place. I occasionally shovel the snow. At times when the landlord or the people around the block from the landlord really want to have their snow shoveled. And I only do it one shovel width wide. Because it's not about the distance between the fence and the other neighbor. It is about not having to kick off the snow from your shoes when you get home. I whisper. I have been granted the greatest possibility to be wherever I want to be because I empathize and I whisper. And if one day you have the opportunity to have a beautiful band being excellently musicalated, complimenting you, supplementing you, at a wonderful place, please tip the bartender. About 20 years ago, I'm 57 now, but then I was about the same height and weight. I told my mother that I was thinking about being born again. And she told me that if I lose 130 pounds, then we could talk. I can shout. I can shout. Most beautiful woman I've ever been inside of. Most classy, most important. I would like to compliment my mother on her birthday, long after she's dead. Her ashes stand behind the microphone
explaining how beautiful it is to be inside of a woman totally for 9 months and a day. I was late, but I'm still here. Happy birthday, Monica Doyle Reynolds.
And happy birthday, Christopher Pricing. Our time.
10 minutes.
10 minutes to go.
We've got 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes to be awesome. Which I think you could do. As he looks over to Peter. Well, Peter, are you comfortable?
Come let me out, come let me cry, come let me out. me down on you, come let me world, come let me box, come let me feel, come make me cry, come make me cry, come make me cry in tears and down, and let the rain and make it down and make it scream, come let me down, come let it down, 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 come let it wash away the rain, the storm, and down, come let it down, come make it scream and let me cry, come let me dark and blue and blues and everywhere, come let me cry, come let me cry, come let me rain, come wash me down, come make me cry, come make me cry, if you wanna cry, come make me cry, I wanna cry, come rain, come down, come wash away, come let me down, come rain, come cry, come wash away, come let me down, come rain, come cry, come wash away, come let me down, come wash away, come let me rain, come let me cry, come wash away, come wash away, wash, come wash away, wash, 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 come wash, come wash, come wash, come wash, come wash away, come wash, come let me rain, come wash away, I wanna cry, come wash away, come wash, come wash, come wash away, come let me cry, I wanna cry, come wash away, please, come let me cry.
I know there weren't a lot of poets around here, but please give it up one more time for Bebaere. Oh, he turned it up. Francois, how man, tell them about what's going on with you tomorrow night before you leave this city.
Joke and I will be at Uncommon Ground, Devon. Yeah, around 9 o'clock.
9 or 10 o'clock
Which
tomorrow.
location? Devon or by Wrigley Field?
Devon.
Okay.
Devon.
Devon.
Okay. Okay.
The further up north one.
Right, right.
Look at it online if you want information. Once again, give it up for him. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. Thank you.
Just for special thanks to my musical friends here. I was dying to see you, to hear you, to play with you, and it's so great that you came up in this very brief visit that I always have here. Thanks so much, Greg, Christopher. Thanks. Cheers. And our chance collaborators.